FarfaYGO. So today I'm going to be going over some of the cards that I'm going to recommend for you to pick up in the next set, which I believe is this weekend or next weekend. I don't really care. Nothing's in it for me. So, but there's a couple of good cards waiting. For me personally, I'm waiting till like the set after. I think that's the set that's really going to change the meta. Unfortunately, for this one, I don't think anything's going to be too impactful, to be honest with you. So let's get into it. So the first card I have here is Counter-Attacking Sea. This is going to be a pretty good card. I should probably bring up the rarities as well while I do this, just so I can get a good idea. Well, we don't know the rarity of this one yet, I believe. But anyway, during the player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell card that includes an effect that special summons a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way while this card is face up on the field, any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one earth insect type monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand, except Counter-Attacking Sea. So basically you can add the other sea cards. This one's quite, sorry, there's a fly here. This one's quite good because you play it against Necros, and it becomes a macrocosmos on legs, basically. I don't think it's that great, but I just thought it was kind of worth mentioning. There's honestly much better cards in the set to pick up, which moves me on to the next card, and that is, whoops. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Don't know why I can't get it up on the WoW wiki. See if I can find it there. There we go. Mistaken Arrest. It's basically a chainable quick play mistake. So neither player can add cards from their deck to the hand except by drawing them. Yeah, it's a quick play spell card version of Mistake. I wanted to include this as well because I believe this, let me just check, Mistaken Arrest. It's a secret rare, so it's going to be pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. This is the hype card. This is the card that everyone's going to be after. I think it's pretty fair to say that Necros are still going to be the best deck, so there you go, Mistaken Arrest. That one is going to put in a lot of work for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty good. So the next card, Cosmo Farm Girl. This deck is really new. It's not that good yet, but don't forget there's a lot more support to come, of course. So I would recommend probably picking these up early. This is the only hard to get card because it's an ultra rare. So, and it's actually the most important card. I would say it's probably the equivalent of Graph in Burning Abyss. Yeah, because I'm comparing it to Burning Abyss because, you know, it's a TCG exclusive kind of thing. So yeah, definitely pick this up. Ultra rare. It's going to be pretty sought after. Like, just because it's a new archetype and people probably really like the whole theme and stuff. So it's probably going to be a good money card. But it's going to be a good investment for the future, I think, just because I think that this deck is probably going to take off eventually once they get better support. It's okay right now. It's just, you know, like I said, it's going to need a bit more to really compete with the top level of kind of things, do you know what I mean? So next up, yeah, the Performage, Damage, Juggler. I think these things are like common. Actually, we don't know the rarity yet. I'm just looking at it now. We don't know the rarity yet, but yeah, Clown Blade is going to be a decent deck. Without Level Chain, I don't think it's going to be tier 1 level where I thought it was going to be. I don't think it was going to be that good anyway to begin with, but just because of the fact that the only reason they were that good in the OCG is because of things like Infinity and that other Floodgate, Shockmaster, which we don't have, thankfully. But I still feel like it's going to be a competitive deck because, you know, floating rank 4s are okay, but maybe not so much anymore because Level Chain is gone. You don't have that setup of putting Trick Clan, I think, into the graveyard, or one of them needs to be in the graveyard. Yeah, if this card is sent to graveyard, target one Performage monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Yeah, I don't know, one of them needs to be in the graveyard, but yeah, it's not going to be that good anymore because of the Level Chain. But if these are high rarity, you might be worth picking these up and, you know, selling them off to other people. I personally would not invest in it. I would stay away. I would think that's kind of a bad call because I don't think it's going to be that good. Next card we have Blackstone of Legend. So this is the new Red Eye support. So this is going to be in tandem with sorry, I'm just going to bring up the rarity of this thing. Yep, so this thing's a secret rare. It's going to be quite expensive. I don't think Red Eyes is going to be that good of a deck, but it's probably going to be a decent investment card because, you know, anime, kids and stuff. Like, I'm not telling you to go out and scam children, but I'm saying, you know, there's going to be a lot of hype and anticipation for this card because, you know, it's Red Eyes and everyone loves Red Eyes from the anime. So this is going to be a good card to get for investment purposes in terms of money, but in terms of like competitiveness, yeah, it's not going to work, honestly. And we also have Flare Metal Dragon. I think this one is, let me just check, this one comes in Secret and Ulti. Just as a generic rank 7, it's actually quite good. It can be destroyed by card effects while it has X-Meteors, while this card has X-Meteor. Each time your opponent activates card or effect, inflict 500 damage. That's a lot of burn damage that your opponent's going to be taking. If you can make like a rank 7 in time, like every time your opponent does something, they're going to take burn damage. That is so relevant. And it's also the detach effect. You can, you know, special summon Red Eyes from your graveyard. But I think as a generic rank 7 card, if your deck can make 7s, you know, 2800 burn damage, if you know, it could be relevant. Yeah, because like if your opponent's really low on life and you make this thing, like they can't do anything. You know, each time your opponent activates a card or effect, they have to pay 500. Like that's really good. But you know, I wouldn't go out of your way to summon it. So I think this is going to be a really good investment card for the future if you're playing like a rank 7 deck. You know, maybe like if you're playing Cosmotowns, this could be kind of good because I think they can make 7s. Something like that anyway. I don't know, that's the idea. So what have we got next? Ah yes, Chicken Game. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Yep. So this card, don't have a ban list yet. I think people really underestimate Chicken Race FTK. It's not like super amazing because once you side for it, like, you know, they can't do anything. Like if you side like Droll and Lockbird against Chicken Race, they can't play. So if there's anyone at your locals playing Chicken Race, just make sure you have Droll and Lockbirds in your side deck. But I don't think it's going to be that competitive. However, it is short print, even though it's common, so it could be worth picking up if you know you want to sell on. There's going to be a lot of hype around it, actually. People even talking about playing it in decks that aren't the FTK build, yeah. So just generic like upstart. People talking about that. It's not good, of course, but you know, they'll take your money. I'm sure. I mean, you'll take their money. So yeah. What else do we have? We have this guy, Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. Now, this is more of a long-term plan. This is a really confusing monster. Like, I don't know exactly how this works. It's a pendulum XYZ. I don't know how that works. Okay, don't ask me. Like, honestly, I couldn't tell you. I know it's in the extra deck to begin with. So stuff like that does things. I don't know. I don't know how it works, right? But the reason I'm bringing this up is because in the future, this is going to be, I think, played in Odd Eyes Magician deck. That's out later this year, the set after this. So this is going to be a good investment card because I think this is another Ulti Secret. Let me check. Secret, Ulti, and Ghost. That's actually the only Ghost in the set, I think. So pretty rarities. It's going to be pretty good. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be worth picking up, like, just long term. If you plan on playing the Magician Odd Eyes deck, definitely want to get a hold of this now while people, you know, don't play it. I wouldn't buy it on the day and stuff. I'd probably wait until it dips in price. Like wait like a month before you get this because there's no hurry to get this thing. Yeah, it's a good investment card. Another card coming out in Clash Rebellions is this thing, I think. Yep, this guy. So let me see what rarity this thing is. This guy is Ultra and Ulti. So not going to be as expensive, but for anyone planning on playing Pendulums later this year, this is going to be a good investment card. Pendulums after this set, not this set, but the set after, these things are going to be pretty good. And this guy's quite good at it himself, I think. I think he bounces cards on the field. Yeah, so you can pop your scales or your like a Pendulum monster, and then just like bounce a card on the field. It's really good. You make it with the Draco Slayer Pendulum monster. So it's quite easy to bring out, and yeah, I would definitely get this thing up if you're trying to play the Pendulums later this year. Probably wait like a month or two before you buy it, just to let the hype prices die down. And yeah, I think that's it for. No, it's not actually. We have one more card here, Storming Mirror Force. This is a secret rare. and it's basically Mirror Force, but instead of destroying, it bounces. So you have kind of generic sort of non-removal based kind of card. So I don't think it's that good, but if we see decks like Shadow's and Burning Abyss like still sticking around, this could be quite a good card. I mean, if you're bouncing a field of like double Dante, like of course the materials will still get their effects, but it means they're not making Dante at least. And the chances are, if they're detached, they attack with 2 Dantes. The chances are they've already used most of their effects that turn, so you could be bouncing Dantes with materials that are essentially useless. Against Shaddolls, of course, this is absolutely phenomenal because Shaddolls are, they need their fusion, and if you bounce their fusion monster, they can't get it back, and then they're stuck with basically all these orange monsters in their hand they can't do anything with except set or pray they draw another fusion. So Stormwing Mirror Force is going to be a pretty decent side deck card, I think. Just for, if you happen to be playing in a locals full of Shaddolls or Burning Abyss, I'd recommend getting this. I think it's only going to get worse with time though, because pendulums aren't going to be good forever. Pendulums are going to be good and overtake the current decks, and bouncing in pendulum decks isn't really useful. And against pendulum decks you want removal, you don't really want bouncing, because they just special everything next turn anyway. So yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to bring up. I mean, just looking at the rarities here, if I can bring this up, like looking at the Cosmo rarities, like there's only 1 Ultra, like the rest are so easy to get. But it's funny they made Farm Girl the Ultra, because that is like really the heart and soul of the deck. Shoutouts to Arrow Mages. I was gonna mention this, but like they've bumped the rarities so high. They've made Jasmine Secret, they've made Rosemary Ultra, and even the Field Spell I think got a bump somewhere. Oh no, Field Spell's just coming, right? But you've got 3 Secret Rares and 3 Ultras you need to get. Like that's going to be really expensive for a deck that is not good. Honestly, it is not that good. I don't get it. Yeah. I would stay away from these cards. If you get them, try trade them away as soon as you can. Like honestly, they're not that good. But other shoutouts include Toon. There's only a Toon Cyber Dragon here so far. Yeah. Toon monsters are probably going to be a lot more. Just not sure exactly which ones. There was one card right here I forgot to mention. This card is absolutely amazing. You need to get this card. I don't care what deck you're playing. Literally every single deck in the game can run this card, and like okay, maybe not Burning Abyss or like Clifford, but if you're playing Necros, if you're playing Shaddolls, get this card. Get 3 of these cards. It is secret rare, so it's going to be pretty expensive. This card is absolutely amazing. You just activate this in your Pendulum Scale and you can pop a back row. You can summon it to pop a monster. It deals with so many things. It deals with problem monsters. It deals with problem back row. It's light, so you can fuse with it if you're playing Shaddolls. Yeah, like you can tribute it away if you're like if you want to play Necros and like use it for a ritual summon. Not that good for that reason in Necros, but I mean like there's gonna be, if you're playing Necros, there's gonna be a lot of problem monsters out there for you. Like you're gonna have to deal with like mistakes and stuff, and this thing lets you play this card without playing MSDs, because it deals with everything. It deals with problem boss monsters like Anoia Lilith, and it deals with the back row as well. So yeah, absolutely amazing card. And the thing is, this card's only gonna get better with time. That's the thing. It's only gonna get better. Like once pendulums become a thing, you can use this as your scale. Ooh, sorry, fly. You can use this as your scale. Pop a back row. Potentially, it will be like Wavering Eyes. So you pop the back row, and then you activate your other scales, and then you pendulum summon, and then this thing gets pendulum summon, and then you use her effect again to pop a monster. It's like you get 2 pops with this card. It's a pendulum. It's a scale for your like level 7. It's going to be absolutely fantastic in most pendulum decks. Honestly, you need to pick this card up. This is going to be this is the reality. Our meta by the end of the year is just going to be pendulum, and this is 100% a staple. I would get this ASAP. This card is phenomenal, honestly. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything. Nothing really amazing from this set, unfortunately. I'm sorry to disappoint, but there really is no good archetype coming out in this deck. We do have that pendulum archetype, Ignites. I'm going to do a video on them again, eventually. Not again, I'm going to do a video on them. Hopefully with some kind of guide and stuff, and how to play them. Unfortunately, I don't think they're that good. There's going to be much better pendulum decks later this year, so yeah, they're pretty cool. They're pretty fun as a sort of they're really fast, but they don't really have much of a win condition. That's kind of their problem. And they're so vulnerable to disruption. They're really, yeah. But I'll get into that another time. So yeah, just to summarize, here are the cards here. Probably not get counterattacking C. It's not that great. But if you do happen to have it, make sure you try trade it away for one of these cards. Wrongful Arrests, and I would say Blackstone of Legend, and if I can actually get the card up here, Blackstone of Legend, Eccentric Archfiend, the Odd Eyes, the Red Flare Metal Dragon, the Farm Girl. These are going to be the cards to get. These are going to be the go-to cards, the cards that everyone wants. The younger generation of Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to want this. The competitive players are going to want Archfiend Eccentric. The competitive players are going to want Wrongful Arrest. And you know, just generic new cool archetype, people are going to want Farm Girl. So that's the go-to cards. Potential good investment cards, like I said. Storming Mare Force may be good in the future, I don't know. But it seems like a good card to have in your side deck. Just not really your side deck, but your sideboard, you know. So somewhere in your house, I don't know about you, I've got like a binder full of like side deck cards, just all kinds of stuff like debunks and defusions and things that I don't use currently, but things that could be good. Yeah. So anyway, I've been rambling on for a long time now. This is the cards that I would recommend you pick up. Let me know what you think. What cards are you looking most forward to in Clash Rebellions? And yeah, see you next time.
Come, face me, give in to your pride, show me your